With snow on the ground around Spartanburg today as we get ready for this preseason interview, it's a pretty good indication. At least it makes it feel like we're a long way from softball season. But Coach, it's right around the corner, and for the 22nd time, you will lead the Upstate Spartan softball program into battle. And when it comes to the history of this program, these are really the best of times right now. You go 44-10 a year ago, 3 consecutive trips to the NCAA tournament, and now it gets cranked up to do it all over again. Talk about where this program is in your mind.
Well, from the time we went from Division II to Division I, we were fortunate to have some good pitching right off the bat. Morgan Childers come in, and she really helped our program establish itself in the Division I level. And with us having those good years, we were continuously able to get good recruits in. And you know, over the past 3 years, you couldn't ask for a better scenario at a mid-major school to be able to play with the big dogs every year and hold her on and beat some of them. And it's enabled us to be able to get a lot of good players that we probably wouldn't be able to get if we hadn't achieved success through, you know, how we've built.
Picked up a couple of wins in the NCAA tournament already that are under your belt. Now, they've sent you to Tuscaloosa 3 years in a row. We want the same result when it comes to an NCAA tournament berth, but some of the fans might want to see a different location this time around.
Yeah, I know everywhere to eat in Tuscaloosa. I know how to get to the field. I know how long it takes, everything about it. So, yeah, I would say this. We have a very young team. We have very good pitching, but, you know, that's a long ways off. Our goal is to start when we start and win a game, and then win another game, and then win another game, and then we can worry about it when it happens. If we break things down from the whole process to parts and concentrate just on the parts, I think we can have a good chance of getting there again.
You mentioned a young team. It is a different team. You're going to end up with 13 newcomers once everything's put together. You have only 8 returners. You lost 8 starters from a year ago. Not a lot of folks could recover from that, but you said to me earlier, you feel like you've got the same gun, just different bullets. I think one of the reasons for that maybe because you've got some consistency in the circle.
Yes, I mean, you know, Lexi's back for 2 more years. Holly McKinnon is a huge pickup for us. I mean, it's a great 1-2 punch. Amanda Storch ain't far behind them either. You know, and I still have some other kids back there too to log some innings as well. So our pitching staff is probably as deep as it's ever been. And that's a huge reason for us being able to hopefully hold her on against anyone.
Lexi Schubert, of course, is the returning pitcher of the year in the Atlantic Sun Conference. You'll also have the freshman of the year coming back in Carla Beasley. Let's go ahead and shift gears to the lineup just a little bit and walk us through what that should look like surrounding Beasley, who fans are already familiar with.
Okay, well, obviously Beasley's at first base. We have Lindsay Olstein, which is a utility player. It's kind of unique. Kid's really good player, but she can play just about anywhere on the infield. So it's instant depth. It's wherever we're needed. And if she's hitting better than somebody else, you know, we could plug her in at second, plug her in at first, plug her in at a lot of different places. So she's an immediate impact for us as well. Megan O'Beer is a freshman that's playing real solid second base, real good second baseman. Ansley Gilstrap is at shortstop from Blythewood, South Carolina. She's doing phenomenal, and she can fly. I mean, this kid, if she gets on base, we're going to move her a little bit. And, you know, Amy Zemanowski is at third, transferred from Florida State. Real strong athletic kid. So our infield's pretty strong with a little bit of depth with Lindsay being there. So that's awesome. And then Abby Maletti is behind the plate with Kaylee Chappelle. Chappelle being a freshman, Maletti's a junior college transfer, but both of them they can hold their own, do what they need to do behind the plate. We'll see which one ends up hitting better to kind of get more of the innings along the way, but you know, and then you go in the outfield with Ryan Rector. She's just waited her turn. Right. You know, like I was telling somebody before, it's hard to play when the top 3 hitters in our conference all are in our outfield and they're all seniors. So you just have to wait your time, but she's waited her time. She's ready to go. You know, Kenzie Chapelier is somebody that set the bench all last year to run, but it wasn't because she couldn't play outfield either. And I think she's going to be phenomenal hitting for us either in the leadoff spot or the 9th spot. And then Brittany Case from Louisiana is another freshman that is a real good player. And, you know, I could go on and on. I mean, these are the people that if we was to start tomorrow, we'd probably see a little bit more of. But, you know, our bench has the ability to pull some people out that won't get mentioned today that you'll be really talking about toward the end. So I'm very excited about it because, you know, they bought into the program and what it takes to win and what sacrifices we have to make. And it's a lot of fun for me right now.
For you, it's been a combo of power and speed across the last several years, and defense, which we'll get to in just a moment. But you seem to be a little more excited from what we're hearing about the speed that's going to go along with some of that historic power.
Yeah, the defense has to be there. That's what wins championships. Coach Pack has spent a ton of time with them, getting them ready. I mean, in the fall when we looked at them, we're going, oh my gosh. And now in the spring, they're solid. They're solid all the way around, and that's a huge thing. But you know, we won't hit 96 home runs, but we might steal 100 bases. And you know, there's 4 kids that could go. I don't care. You know, they could go. If we need them to get to second base, I don't care who's catching. We'll go. And we might get thrown out, we might not. But we're going to challenge some people in that regard, and play a little bit more small ball. You know, hit and runs, fake bunt hit and runs, things like that. That's going to really move these fast kids over. And we, in the middle of our lineup, we have a ton of power. You know, but it ain't 1 through 9 like it was last year. You know, it's consolidated in 3 or 4 hitters, but, you know, I feel real good about it.
When the torch is passed from the type of athletes you had, obviously Shelly Robinson, the headliner, and we could go on down the line through everybody you lost from a year ago, but when the torch is passed from that group to a new group, what's that transition like for the players that are coming in?
Well, hopefully the base of the 8 that came back know the system and the program, and they're used as backup coaches, on-field coaches. You know, hey, he wants you to do this, he wants you to do this. It kind of speeds up the process. You know, and I spent a lot of time talking about team and cliques and being together and what we can and can't do, and how this program has been very successful, and this is how it's done. And there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but this is the way we do it here. And when you buy into that program, you'll go up, and when you don't, you won't. And all of them have done a great job of buying into the program success that we've had here. And you know, the way I always like to say is, I'm going to turn you into a warrior. You're either going to be a warrior or you're going to find yourself somewhere else, because this is what we do. We battle. If it's snowing, we're going to practice. If it's real cold, I don't care. You know, that's the way I want to turn these kids into. And if they buy into that system, I mean, a lot of times in the spring, we've come out here at 7 or 8 at night when it was 28, 30 degrees in practice, because, you know, I don't want no excuses. I mean, when it's sunny and 60, we're going to be okay.
Power, speed, pitching, defense, these are the on-the-field elements we're talking about. You're honing those skills in those snow practices and beyond. What are the off-the-field characteristics of this team that you're most pleased with?
Well, our team has 3.52 grade point average. It was the top grade point average in our school, and it probably will be in the top 10 in all of softball, because it's hard, you know. But basically the bottom line is, you get a smart kid, you tell them the signs once, they got it. You go over a play with them once, they got it. You're not repeating yourself over and over and over again, so therefore you're able to move a little faster. And you know, we're far along what I thought we would be right now, because of how smart those kids are and how they understand what is expected of them. And I guess that's the most, you know, the thing that makes me the proudest, is to have smart kids that we went out and got, and they did a good job in the classroom.
Let's turn our attention to the schedule that those smart kids, those good defenders, those power hitters, and those speedsters are going to have to tangle with. It is a lofty schedule you've put together. Starts on the road at Gardner-Webb. It'll be a week or so before you get home. The weekend of February 19th, you'll play the first tournament, one of those Upstate Classic tournaments that'll get things rolling. And then as you work your way into the depths, you've got games on the road at North Carolina, on the road at NC State. You get South Carolina here. I mean, you're not shying away again this year from playing some of the best programs in the country.
Yeah, I'm a regional advisory person, rep. I'm the person that gets to look in there and see, okay, who's played who? How did they match up? Well, if you want to go to the regionals and you don't win your conference championship, you got to play the people, and you got to beat them, or you got to at least play them. They're not going to give you a shot at it if you don't play anybody. So, you know, North Carolina and North Carolina State are both in our region. They're both one of the top 4 every time. They're very important to play. We went down and played Florida State last year. It didn't work out this year, but they were the number 1. You know, so, and Virginia Tech is in there. We're playing them.
Yes.
So, you know,
Virginia comes here as well.
Virginia Tech, Ohio State, they're all coming here as well in our tournaments. And, you know, Lipscomb's going to do pretty well this year too. So, you know, for us being young with only 1 senior, it's a good schedule. I would have liked to have made it tougher, to be honest with you, but that's coming in next year.
All right, when you talk about the Atlantic Sun portion of it, we turn our attention to that. 3 years now in a row, you've been able to pick up the regular season title. 5 times in the last 8 years, you've picked up either a regular season or a tournament title. It's been an impressive run in the A-Sun. It's one of the toughest mid-major, if you want to call it that, leagues that are around. Break down the A-Sun for us. You know it as well as anybody.
Well, Lipscomb's favored to win the conference. They have, you know, a lot of depth coming back. They have good pitching coming back. They're always a good team. They always play a tough schedule, so it prepares them a lot for the A-Sun. Stetson, which has got their center fielder back that was hurt last year, is really going to help them out, and they're always people that fight. They're the ones that always play above their head. Kennesaw State's a real fast, athletic team. Jacksonville is coming on strong. They're getting a little bit better. North Florida is loading in with some junior college kids that's going to make them a lot better as well. So, you know, it's going to be a tough conference. And playing 3-game series was the best things we ever did because, you know, win 2 out of 3, you did well. You know, win them all 3, you did real well. And we've been fortunate the last few years to win all 3 most of the time. And, you know, now this year especially, you know, we're looking to get, you know, to win 2 or 3. And if we win 3 of 3, I mean, that's great. But we're going to get better. I love it because it's February, and I'm just anxious to see how much better we're going to be by the time we get to the end of April.
Win those weekends. That's what it
Yep.
comes down to.
Yep.
All right, now I know you're going to tell me, been around you long enough to know every game is critical, but if you had to pick out for the fans a weekend or 2 in ASUN play that you say, here are big weekends for us, what would they be?
Well, I mean, Florida Gulf Coast is coming here, and, you know, I know they didn't do well last year, but they're always a real good team. They're coming here on the Easter weekend. Real important one series for us there. You know, Kennesaw State, they're going to be, you know, a team that's going to be pretty good coming here as well. And those are the ones I look at and say, you know, hey, I think, you know, those would be good ones for us, for people to come out and watch. But basically, anytime we play any teams, you know, it's fun to come out here and watch, to come out here and see these kids and learn their names, learn where they're from, because it ain't the same people. I told our kids in a meeting, I said, you're the new Cheyenne Griffin, you're the new Shelly Robinson, but they don't know you yet, and it's your job to make them know you. And so hopefully coming out and just watching us play will let people learn our new team and be excited about what we're trying to do.
The names on the back of the jerseys slightly different, but the goals, the expectations, still the same here in Spartanburg. All right, Coach, as we wrap up our season preview, a good chance you'll cross over the 800 win mark personally during your time here across the course of this 2016 season. That gives you a lot to put in perspective as you reflect upon where this program has been and where it is today. How do you put that into words for folks who may be new to Upstate Athletics?
When you're talking about 800 wins, you're talking about 300 or 400 kids that helped me get that. It wasn't me walking out there and doing it, and it's definitely not me now. My job's to motivate, my job's to put them in a position to win, and my job's to teach them about life. So, you know, to get 800 wins is awesome. But you know, I'm more proud of the people that came through this program and what they meant to me and how they enabled me to even get close to that amount. And we had over 90 people coming to an alumni game last year, donating money, doing things like that because of what we've accomplished, what they've helped us accomplish.
More milestones on the horizon for the Upstate Spartans in the 2016 season. You want to keep up with everything related to this softball program at upstatespartans.com, and you'll want to mark your calendar. Get out here every chance you can to see this special team play. Thanks for your time, Coach, and we'll wish you all the best this year.
Thank you very much.